Hey everyone, Mike here from Zoobox, a podcast about nonsense. But today, instead of talking about nonsense, we're going to be talking about sports. I want to talk to you about UFC 251, Fight Island, and I want to talk about one fight on there. It's the Max Holloway versus Alexander Volkanovzki. I feel that Max Holloway completely got robbed. I feel like Max Holloway won the first 3 rounds, possibly the 4th, but I could see how some people would score it 3-2. But still, no question, everybody, and the weird thing is about this, everybody agrees. Everybody in the fight world, everybody in the mixed martial arts world, all the commentators, they're all saying that Max won. And, what those judges did was they robbed Max Holloway of becoming the UFC champion of the 145 division. I think it's just criminal. I mean, I think that if it's a fight like that and you get it wrong, you should lose your job, or you should be suspended, or you should have to step back. Because it's not fair to ask the fighter to step back, because now Max, he doesn't get a rematch right away. He's going to have to go fight a few guys, which is fine. Max Holloway is one of the, greatest fighters ever. He can go win, and he can beat anybody in the division, and that's why he's been champion and, defended his belt so many times. But he shouldn't have to. Right now, Max Holloway should be a UFC champion. But instead, he's not. And I think that the judges that are judging these, I don't know what their credentials are. I would like to see them. It's, that's one of the weird things about being a judge. It seems like you don't have to have any credentials. And when I mean credentials, I mean real life credentials in mixed martial arts. Are you a fighter? Are you an ex-fighter? Did you practice? Were you a practitioner? Did you do stuff in that community and actually perform? And maybe not even perform, but did you study? And have you studied? And have you watched? And do you know the ground game? Because it seems to me like they're scoring a takedown. Okay, so Alexander takes Max down and then he stands back up. Well, what did that actually do? It didn't do anything. All it did was make Alexander use more energy. He didn't hold Max down. He got right back up. I mean, I feel like a takedown should only count if you hold the guy and you either get a good position, which is side mount or full mount or side control, whatever it may be, or you ground and pound him. But if you don't ground and pound, if you don't go for any submissions, if you don't go for, advancing, if you never have time to advance to a dominant position, then a takedown is essentially pointless. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't hurt the other fighter. It does absolutely nothing. That's like saying, oh, I attempted to punch him, but I missed. Okay, you attempted the takedown, you got the takedown, but then the guy stands back up. It's just, and I think that's why they gave it to Alexander. I'm not sure because they don't say. But if you look at the strikes, Max Holloway won. And, one of the cool things was about this, Max Holloway lost the first fight. No question. Everybody knows that. But one of the cool things that I thought that was really cool for Max was the fact that he went into that fight knowing that he had to change his game plan up. He switched from that, long, narrow stance with his front foot out to a more, almost like a Dominic Cruz, not quite, but he was much more lateral, stood much more square to where you couldn't hit, couldn't kick his leg as much. Alexander couldn't get that leg kick off as much, and I just felt like, what Max did so much, Max improved so much in that fight just from a technical standpoint on striking. One of the cool things, if you watch the fight, you literally see Max making Alexander move to his right so he can hit him. That's really cool. That's something that's really hard to do, and if you don't really know about fighting, if you're just a casual fan and you're not seeing that, well, Max controlled the center of the octagon and basically made Alexander go, whichever way he wanted him to go. And I think that has to count. I mean, if you're controlling the center of the octagon, you're landing more strikes, your strikes are more significant, and it was clear. Like, the thing is that anybody that watches that fight says Max won that fight. Now, there is a theory out there that, okay, if you're in a championship fight, the last 2 rounds count more. I could see that being an argument. But that's not how the rules are, that's not how the rules are written right now. The rules don't say that the last 2 rounds count more. What the rules clearly state is all 5 rounds are equal. And whoever wins more of those rounds wins the fight, or you get a submission, or you get a knockout, or a stoppage. But the rules don't say the last 2 rounds are more important. And it felt like, to me, like especially in the last round, it felt like Alexander knew that he was losing the fight, and he did everything in his power to win, which he had to do, which, he was trying to get takedowns, trying to get knockouts. He was trying everything because he even knew that he lost the fight. He knew that he was down. He knew that he was down at least 3-1. The 4th round, I could see people giving it to Alexander. I get it. I understand. He had a couple takedowns. He didn't get hit as much. The strikes were about equal in that round. I can understand he looked a lot better. But in that last round, I think Max knew too, hey, this fight is mine. All I got to do is pace it. All I got to do is stay away and not get hit and do it, And I get that strategy. And if you're going off of that strategy, because that's how the rules are written. The rules don't say, the last round counts more than any, the last final round, the 5th round counts more than all the other ones. Not how it works. I feel, and even Dana, even the UFC, Dana will publicly come out and say, hey, the judges were bad. Blah, 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 the judges are horrible. And one of the weird things about this one was, Fight Island is its own thing. So it wasn't like some kind, it wasn't a state commission saying, hey, you need to use our judges, or, whatever the case may be. This was the UFC putting these judges in. So if you're the UFC, give us some damn good judges. Don't sit there after the fight, after Max gets robbed, and say, we need better judges. Dana, you got to pick your judges. Pick adequate, intelligent, educated judges that know the sport of mixed martial arts, and know how to score it. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And, for us to be sitting here on a Monday after everything's over, Max doesn't have the championship. It should be criminal. I mean, this is just ridiculous. In my opinion, you should have 7 judges. I think 7 judges would be ideal. And I think, hey, you have, maybe 3 judges on the side of the ring, or maybe 4, whatever, but then have some watching it like we're watching it on TV, because we have the best view. We don't have the cage in front of us. We have the best view on the monitor, on the TV screen. You need judges watching it on that too. And if everybody's saying, hey, Max up, Max won the first 3 rounds. If everyone's saying that and these judges are getting it wrong, it needs to change. And, all I ever hear is people say, we need more judges, we need to change the scoring system. Well, we need to do it, people. We need to do it. They need to change it. Anyways, folks, that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Tell us what you think. We're going to be doing more of these. I know I am. I'm going to try to get Dan and Ryan, the Ride Dog, to do a sports podcast with me, a Zoobox Goes to Sports. Try to do one at least once a month. I'm going to be doing these short little videos, breaking down events, when I can and when events happening. I know football season's coming up. That's going to be a fun time for everybody. Hopefully the season happens. Hopefully they can deal with all the quarantine and get through the COVID bullshit and be able to play. I will say this, if you're looking for an unbiased opinion when it comes to the Patriots, that's not going to be me. It's probably not going to be Ryan or Dan. We're Patriot fans. We love the Pats. We love them. So, if you're looking for an unbiased opinion when it comes to that, I'm always going to root for the Pats. I don't I don't care who they're playing, who they're going up against. I'm rooting for the Patriots. Now, if you're looking at another team, I will give it to you straight. I will give you I will give you my honest opinion, unbiased, straightforward, straight shooter opinion on it. But, here's a disclaimer. Anything to do with the Patriots or Bostonian Nation, we are biased. We love Boston. Okay, we love the Boston Red Sox. We like the Celtics. We love the Celtics. We love the Bruins. Anything to do with Boston sports, we're going to be biased. Anyways, Go take a listen. Look forward to the new podcast that's going to be coming out about sports only. We're going to leave all the political bullshit aside. I'll see you then, and let me know what you think in the comments.